It's yours now.
What is?
The Darksaber. It belongs to you.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. This is going to be my new Mandalorian video for the Darksaber, the Throne of Mandalore, and the new Mandalore, leader of their people. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the episodes. I will be doing Mandalorian videos and videos for all the Star Wars series while we wait for them to get here. There will be new Star Wars episodes during 2021. I'm going to keep that Disney Plus giveaway for memberships open. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave all your predictions for Mandalorian Season 3 on the video. So obviously careful for spoilers for everything that's happened on The Mandalorian so far. But during The Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 8 finale, Mandalorian saves Grogu from Moff Gideon, and in the process, they have their full-blown Beskar Spear versus Darksaber fight that they've been hyping up all season since the Ahsoka Tano episode. It was a really solid fight scene. I love the choreography. I also felt like it was a good callback to his fight as Oberyn Martell versus the Mountain during Game of Thrones. Thankfully, this time, he wore a helmet. But in the course of their fight, Mando beats Moff Gideon and without thinking twice, disarms him, takes the Darksaber, and then marches him to the bridge. The whole reason why he walks into the bridge like a champ here, with it activated, is just because he's trying to use it to make sure Moff Gideon doesn't turn and run off. He's not trying to be over-dramatic or anything like that. As we've learned, there are a lot of things that he just does not know about the grander mythology of the Star Wars universe. He doesn't know a lot about the Jedi, and seemingly does not know a lot about the history or the lore or the rules of the Darksaber, its symbolic significance to their people. So he has no idea what's going on when Bo-Katan gets all pissed off at him. He tries to give it to her, she refuses it, then Moff Gideon launches into another villain monologue. Giancarlo Esposito is so good at doing those, about why he can't just give her the Darksaber. It has to be won and not earned. Otherwise, the new Mandalore, the new ruler of their people, would be viewed as a pretender to the throne, and they'd never be able to get anything done. Nobody would ever listen to them. There are a lot of you that are asking about some contradictory scenes from canonical Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels episodes. I'll address that during the video too, because literally people give it from one person to another during those series. But during the Mandalorian series, Bo-Katan wants to use the Darksaber as a symbol to rally all the Mandalorians in the galaxy to her banner, and her plan is to then arm them with ships and weapons stolen from the Empire to defeat Grand Admiral Thrawn, Moff Gideon's forces, and retake the planet Mandalore. Take back all the other things that the Empire stole from them during the Great Purge. One of the really big things that they talk about during Season 1 is the Beskar that was stolen from them. Now, you have to imagine mountains and mountains of Beskar because this is an entire planet's resources. Per Jon Favreau's heavy infantry Mandalorian character. Fun fact, he was actually playing someone related to the animated Clone Wars Mandalorian character that he played years ago for Dave Filoni. This guy on the series is called Paz Vizsla. His other character was one of the previous wielders of the Darksaber. His name was Pre Vizsla from the Death Watch Mandalorians, the same Mandalorians that rescued Din Djarin during the Clone Wars when he was a foundling. You can thank Dave Filoni for building all these Easter eggs and connections across the different eras of the shows. But before they can deal with the problem of the Darksaber and the new Mandalore, the Dark Troopers attack, Luke Skywalker comes, and Grogu leaves with him. So Mando and everyone else end things with this still hanging in the air, waiting to be resolved at some point during Mandalorian Season 3. So as of right now, the Mandalorian character, Din Djarin, is effectively the new Mandalore, the new ruler of their entire people by rights. The new king of Mandalore, his claim to the Beskar throne is legitimized by him winning the Darksaber in combat. To make a Star Trek reference, the Mandalorians within the Star Wars universe are kind of like Klingons in that their honor, their rules, their customs are very, very important to them, and Bo-Katan's not going to violate that. She's not going to suddenly break their rules because she knows that the other Mandalorians around the galaxy will find out what she did and kick her off the throne, so it'd completely undermine everything that she's trying to do. So early prediction, Mando will still have the Darksaber when Season 3 picks up after a short time jump, just because of the way the timeline is going to work with the Book of Boba Fett episodes. The events of the Mandalorian Season 3 episodes will pick up after the end of the Book of Boba Fett episodes. But through circumstance, not by choice, Mando will be viewed symbolically as the new Mandalore, and that's how the other regular Mandalorians around the galaxy will start talking about him when they hear what happened on Moff Gideon's ship. It's the same thing that happened to Luke Skywalker canonically after he blew up, quote-unquote, the first Death Star. The myth of Luke Skywalker started to spread around the galaxy. So think about the legends that people are going to start spinning about Mando, even though he doesn't care about any of that stuff right now. Bo-Katan will probably try to spin what happened here on Moff Gideon's ship to their advantage and use Mando with the Darksaber as a symbol to rally more of their people to join the fight. She's trying to get all the ships and weapons that she can, and the better story she tells, the better the story sounds, the faster that will happen. But the way they leave things, at least in Mando's eyes, she's still the one in charge, calling all the shots. He has no interest in being the king of Mandalorians. He only agreed to join her in exchange for her helping rescue Grogu. That's what he said to her in that bar. You can have anything you want. I'll do whatever you want. Just help me rescue the kid. So he's become that prototypical monomyth hero, like you talk about Joseph Campbell's hero's journey. The exact same arc as Luke Skywalker during the original trilogy. Luke Skywalker starts out as this normal kid, so he thinks. Obi-Wan Kenobi gives him Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber and asks him to come to Alderaan with him and join the war. He refuses the hero's call, which is part of the Joseph Campbell hero's journey. I can't go have a Star War with you. I have to get ready for the harvest. I'm a moisture farmer. Cut to later in the movie, he's training as a Jedi and he's answered the hero's call. Earlier on the show, Mando refused Bo-Katan's first call to action, the first hero's call, I have to get Grogu to the Jedi. Now he's done that, and he's agreed to join her cause, answering the call. So in the same way that the myth of Luke Skywalker spread around the galaxy after the first Death Star was blown up, this hero of the rebellion dealing the Empire this crushing blow, the same type of story will probably spread about Mando and the Darksaber. The myth of this new Mandalore uniting their people. The real elephant in the room that a lot of you have asked about, though, is that during Star Wars Rebels and the Clone Wars episodes, which are canon to official Star Wars, the Darksaber is given to Bo-Katan, and it doesn't seem like it causes any problems, so why suddenly are there all these rules about it now on the Mandalorian series? During the Clone Wars, Darth Maul wins it through combat from Pre Vizsla, then uses it to take control of Mandalore with his Shadow Collective crime syndicate. Eventually, he takes the Darksaber back to Dathomir where it stays until the events of Star Wars Rebels. Ezra Bridger and Sabine Wren wind up stealing it, then Sabine Wren eventually gives the Darksaber to Bo-Katan at the end of that series. Then the way Moff Gideon explained it to Mando when they were in the cell here, he got it from her and per the rules, he must have defeated her in combat somehow. Now Mando has it because he defeated Moff Gideon, but why can't he give it to Bo-Katan now if it was given to her by Sabine during Rebels? And just based on what Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni have been doing, adapting the animated characters and their stories to live action, I think what they've done is they've just changed a few minor details in service of more dramatic storytelling and twists to complicate the relationships between the characters in a more adult way. Whereas the animated shows that Dave Filoni made were intended for a younger audience. So I think this is them just kind of recontextualizing some of their earlier work. It's the same thing with George Lucas. He did that all the time. Like, why did Luke and Leia share that really awkward, really weird brother-sister kiss during Empire Strikes Back? The real explanation for that is because during Empire Strikes Back, he had not yet decided to write the story of them being brother and sister. Originally, he wanted to have a love triangle between those three characters, but then by the time he got ready to write the story of Return of the Jedi, he changed his mind and decided to make Luke and Leia secretly brother and sister. So I think it's one of those things where you just have Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau sort of changing some details about their earlier stories just a little bit in the service of dramatic storytelling. And just in terms of character relationships on the Mandalorian live-action series, I don't know if they have any kind of special arc planned for Bo-Katan and Mando together. They do seem like they had some chemistry in their scenes together, but that's just Katie Sackhoff and Pedro Pascal being really amazing actors. When you think about the way the Star Wars movies treated Han Solo and Princess Leia, there was just a little bit of that going on in the background. Their actual relationship didn't really officially begin till after the events of Return of the Jedi. I don't really have any expectations for that, and it's not really what the show is about right now. It's really about this big war with Grand Admiral Thrawn that they're building up to. But they're going to be working together a lot during Season 3, just because Mando is now kind of working for her. There have been rumors of them doing a one-off miniseries for Bo-Katan, like the Book of Bo-Katan, so I am kind of wondering now if when we get to our big Thrawn crossover, they'll call that the Book of Thrawn. But I'll do more videos as we get more details about that. But what's happening next is there's going to be a special bonus episode of The Mandalorian Season 2 that'll drop on Christmas Day this Friday, so I will do a video for that. And if there's anything special or big questions or things you want me to do videos about, just let me know in the comments. Everyone click here for my full Mandalorian Luke Skywalker video and all my episode videos, and click here to learn what's going on with the Book of Boba Fett spin-off series. Thank you so much for watching. Everyone stay safe, This is the way.